name is Tanya Sheridan. I'm an independent consultant with Close to My Heart. I live in Luray, Virginia, and tonight I wanted to come to you and share all of the pet love that Close to My Heart has to offer, as well as myself has to offer. So I wanted to begin by sharing with you my show specials so that you could be on the listen and the lookout for those throughout my presentation today. So the first one is on my site, which is inallsassiness.com. You will find lots and lots of retired stamp sets, and those are all 25% off to you through the 10th of September. And you will need to use the code SassyStamp25 at checkout. And so there's a wealth of stamps there. There's some stamp set and thin cut combos, all sorts of fun things. And since we are pet themed tonight, I wanted to show you two of the pet themed ones that are available there on my site. There's a dog one and there's also a cat one, and there's a wealth of other stamps as well. But these were the two that I absolutely loved and I wanted to focus and point out to you tonight. So those you can find there. The second thing is I am offering this free wood grain paper pack with a $50 purchase at www.inallsassiness.com. Now that purchase can be regular, straight, Close to My Heart product. It can be my signature class kits. It can be a variety of anything on my site with the exception of the retired stamp sets. So it's an awesome deal, and you'll be seeing a lot of this paper as I work through my presentation today. This paper is a brand new product. It becomes live on September 1st, so I'm giving you the opportunity to pre-order it as a free item, or of course you can purchase it as well. And then you'll also find some featured product specials on my site that are items that I'm talking about today. And so I have an awesome deal with you for those as well. So if you purchase any of these featured product specials, then you can also purchase any of our shimmer brushes or our tri-blend markers for a participant discount. So the shimmer brushes, you can get as many as you want for $4.50 each, no shipping, no tax on those. And the tri-blend markers are $6.50 each, no shipping, no tax. And again, those are both, they're a drop-down option when you purchase anything in the featured section on my site. And of course, that also makes you eligible to receive this free paper pack. So I wanted to show you those. I thought I would start out by showing you this fabulous paper pack as a whole, and then I'm going to do a create and take with it, and then also show you some other artwork as well. So this is our wood grain paper, and I felt like it went really, really well with the pet items, and I hope you'll agree with me as you go through my artwork. But the paper comes 2 sheets of each one, and it's double-sided. So you'll see we have this one here. This is the same sheet, so it's like a white grain. The wood grain is a very popular trend right now, and so I'm so excited that Close to My Heart has this to offer. This is my favorite sheet, and this is the one we're going to be doing the create and take with. And on the back it has this beautiful just white wooden green paper. There's some logs, and of course this one has the wood grain on the bottom. And you'll also notice that they have these great zip strips, which are just a small 1/2 inch by 12. It gives you a little bit of flair and some extra little detail. So I'm going to flip through those so you can see them. I love this one as well. I use this with the dog items that I'm going to be showcasing with you. You can see this one turns this way, and then again some more white wood. This one is a more rustic wood, where this is a more polished wood. So lots of beauty in this paper pack. You are absolutely going to love it. It is in our new annual book, so it is going to be available for an entire year. So I'm super, super excited about that. So I wanted to use this paper and show you how to create this fun shaker card. This heart is brand new to us as well. You can also pre-order that. It comes with 4 pieces. There is a stitched rim that goes on top of the flat rim, and then 2 insert confetti pieces. And those are the things I want to show you today. So it also, we have 2 brand new stamp sets. There's a cat and a dog, and you will see that they have these wonderful huge images as well as lots of sentiments. And they fit on our great big 5x6 block, which is also available. And it's a fun stamp. I've had a lot of fun stamping with it. So for this card, what I did was I went ahead and stamped the background of the cat paper. And I went ahead and put the film on it, the foam tape on it, so it'd be easier to take apart and show you. So I'm just going to center this cat paper that I cut, and this is 4 by 5 1/4, so it fits on your classic A2 card base perfectly fine. Okay, and now these are the shaker pieces, and these are brand new. We've had shakers for a while, but not these specialty pieces. So I'm super excited to share those with you. I'm just going to take my heart, which I cut out of that wood grain paper that I was just showing you, and I'm gonna put it about right there. So then you get these great foam tape pieces, and all you need is the rim. So look at all this extra foam tape that you have left over. You can use that to accent or just put in your stash. I'm absolutely in love with it. I'm finding that I'm not having to buy nearly as much foam tape as I used to buy because I have all this excess. Now with the heart, you do want to try to keep it in its shape. It does wiggle a little bit, so just kind of form it. Press it down, just like that. Then with the shaker dies, which is this die and this one, it cuts out all these little hearts. And this one, if you notice, also has a rim, so it cuts out 2 pieces. So I went ahead and cut some of those out for us, and I'm just put it in one of our little craft jars. And typically speaking, I will take a couple and either use a glue dot or my glue runner, and I will glue those into place so that when my shaker is shaking around, they don't all fall to the very bottom. I find that I get frustrated with that. So I usually glue a few into place. Like I said, you can use your trimmer, or excuse me, your adhesive runner, or you can use glue dots. Sometimes I will use a thin foam tape that's thinner than this tape, and that's kind of cool too because then you've got some depth. So once I have a few of those in, I am just going to sprinkle these all through my heart. Here is that little piece I was telling you about. See how nice it cuts out? And since this paper is double-sided, I thought it was awesome because they can flip either way. But this is the little outline, and so I was especially fond of those. So I'm going to put a couple extras of those in there. You could also use seed beads. You could use sequins. There's so many things that you could use, but those are the ones that I like the best. This is our heart acetate. So this comes in a package just like this. You get, I believe, 6. You get the foam and the acetate. So there's a film on it. You're going to pull that film off. Then you're going to pull the film of the actual foam off. You want to catch it. It's very sticky, so you want to make sure that whatever you're putting inside stays to the inside, like that. You're going to line this up. And I usually press it down a little bit. And then typically speaking, I use a liquid glass or an adhesive runner. Glue dots works really well, but for convenience, since it's a video, we're going to use the adhesive runner. And I'm just putting the stitched rim that I cut out of my charcoal paper right on top of that foam. And that was this piece. So this is what cuts the base. This one is what cuts the stitched rim, and then these 2 are what cut your confetti. So there's lots of options on there. Then once you have that done, you're just going to stamp the little sentiment. And I already have that on here. It says, "Have a perfect birthday." So I'm going to ink it and stamp it. And then I'm going to pop this up on a piece of foam tape. I just have a little piece of scrap that I pulled out. I'm going to use this one used from my heart here because I know it's the same level as this guy, which makes it super, super fun. And then what I did was I went ahead and I stamped the image twice. This is going to be a little bit higher than my sample. Whoops. I liked it a little bit higher. There we go. So I went ahead and I stamped a couple of the cats and cut them out, and I'm just going to pop them up and put them directly over where they were in the print. So I cut out the ones that were my favorites. This set I'm doing as a complete gray tone, black and gray tone. I really like the way it looks. The next ones I'm going to show you are colored in, so it gives you a completely different look. Okay, So then all you would have to do then is glue this entire piece onto your card base, and you have a shaker card. Lots of fun. I know it probably reflects, but you can see how it just shakes and works very, very nicely. Again, this stamp set is brand new. It is available. I think it's called Catitude. Yep, Catitude. And then the dog version is called Let's Party. And you'll see they both have this really nice piece. You can cut it out. I'll show you some different ways that I have used it. But these are both available September 1st. You can go ahead and pre-order them on my site, and then they will ship to you on September 1st, which is actually just a few days away. It's kind of, everything is going so super, super fast. Okay, so I showed you the hearts that I used, and I showed you the block. Again, this is a 5x6 block. I have the dog on one side and the cat on the other because I was using both of them universally, but it works very, very nice. So I wanted to show you some of the artwork that I use with the paper, continuing on with this paper and the same heart theme. So these are the cards that I made. They're very similar concepts, similar elements, just done a little bit differently. So here you can see I took just a piece, not the whole stamp, just a piece of it. I used one of those little gray heart outlines and did it over one of the little cat's faces. I used one of the sentiments. It says, never underestimate the power of a purr. And then this little heart was actually from our pet sympathy set. It's called Paw Prints on Your Heart. It was right here, and I loved this stamp set too. So I kind of merged a couple of different concepts together, but I really liked the way that one looked. It was just simple. It's off-centered a little bit. Here you'll see another one of those little hearts. So for the second one, or the third one actually, I used the outline of that shaker die that I showed you and glued that down, and I thought that looked really awesome. And then I took all of the little cut out from the heart, the outlines, and glued those all the way down. This one I made into a sympathy card. I used the back side of the wood grain paper that looked very rustic for the texture of my cat. And this is the cat from, again, the sympathy one. I just stamped it and cut it out. So then the next one I did is actually my favorite one, and I used the same wood grain paper, and I cut out a piece of that multi-cat paper, and then also added the shaker and the rim, but I didn't use the acetate, so it gives it a mirror or a shaker look. And then I took the charcoal shimmer brush and just carefully outlined where the stitches are. And I love the look on that. I do that on almost all of my shakers now, and you'll see that in my layout as well. It just gives it a finishing fine touch, and it always makes me very happy. So here I took this stamp set, the same stamp set, the Catitude, and the shaker elements that I used in the card, and I created a layout with it. So you'll see this wood grain paper as well. This is the white grain paper. So this is the back side of this gray paper. I just flipped it over. And I cut out some titles with my thin cut. I used the little yarn from one of our other stamp sets, which is a thin cut stamp set. It has a dog and a cat and the little hamster and the yarn and the fishbowl, and it also has thin cuts with it. So that's where I got the little yarn from. And those, of course, on my site as well. Here I glued down, as I told you before, I glued down all those hearts. So it gives it a confetti look, but it's all glued down into one spot. And then I did some Cricut cuts as well. So this is all of the layouts and the cards that I show you. They are available as class kits, or of course you can buy the materials to make them as well. So I had to showcase, since this is pet themed, these are my kittens. They're no longer kittens, but we still will call them kittens. So we have Leia, and we have Finn, and we have Rey. We are a Star Wars family, so all of our kittens were named after Star Wars characters. So the next one I wanted to show you is the dog version that I created using that dog stamp set. And I created the cards and the layouts. So I'm actually going to take you through the layout first. This was cut out on a Cricut. Hopefully you can see that through the glare there. So all the little paw prints are cut out on this wood grain paper, but you'll notice instead of using the gray and the white paper, it is the dark brown. And because it had black highlights, I absolutely love the way that it worked with the black pieces. I used a little bit of thread here. And you'll notice up here are some of the cricket cuts as well. And it's just basically what was cut out of here. If you've not used our flip flaps, they are a wonderful way to add photographs, extra photographs to your layout. So I wanted to show you some of those because, you know, when we have a pet and we love our pets, we've got to, you know, take lots of pictures when we can. Okay, so I created the cards with that. This is the dog stamp, and you'll see here on these that I use the stamp in all 4 places, but in different ways. So here I just colored one dog. Here I colored lots of the dogs. Here I did a multi-print, and then on this one I did a variation, again using that heart that I used before. So I thought that those were lots of fun. The next one I wanted to show you is our Operation Smile. So a percentage of this stamp set always goes to Operation Smile, and it's pet themed this time. This one retires at the end of August, so if you haven't gotten it, you want to grab it pretty quickly. And this one I featured all of the cats. So I absolutely love the cats. This one colored with the toffee shimmer brush, this one with the gold, and then these guys were left natural. And you'll notice again that I used the shaker rim instead of the heart. These were used with the circle rim. So I thought that those were a nice variation. This is one of our most popular stamp set and thin cuts, and this is the Rainbow Bridge. So this comes as a stamp set or as a stamp set with your thin cuts, and it has a dog and a cat and the little halo and the clouds and the little heart print, a paw print heart. So lots of fun, but this was a different variation coloring in with markers. And so I really like that. This one you'll notice is that wood print. I just cut it out with a thin cut, colored the little bandana, and the rest of it was the wooden paper. So the next one that I wanted to show you is this little guy. This is the Little Buddies, and it has all kinds of animals, but it does have a dog and a cat. So it's using this die, which is awesome, and then coloring them all in with little markers. And again, I used the wood grain paper to create the grid and then colored the little pets inside. And you can see I went over the shimmer brush over the lacing. And again, these are all available. You can purchase the products or you can purchase the items on my In All Sassiness Designs part of my website. This is my cat Maple. And this one is using the rugged wood paper, which I really like. And it's using our stamp of the month for August. So this, again, also retires at the end of this month. So you want to grab it if you love it. It is $5 with a $50 purchase. So it's a fabulous deal, but I love the way that it worked with the cat pictures. So this kit is available in my shop, and there is an option. You can do paw prints or non-paw prints, because I thought that this would be a great layout that you could use on something else, because truly you have the catitude is everything up here, but you could change that to a dog sentiment. And I have some little tiny, kind of like the Mickeys, the hidden Mickeys. I have little hidden paw prints. So there's a few here and there's a few there. There's one over here in the flower as well. So this is all pre-stamped for you, but you can choose to get it without the paw prints if you prefer not having the paw prints. But I love, again, the way that the wood grain works with the colors, the neutral palette. This is using the espresso and the toffee, and it's using French vanilla and white. So it's a combination. And of course it pulls out my kitty cat, my favorite kitty cats, you know, coloring and so forth. So lots to choose from with close to my heart as far as pets. Lots of stamp options that are available. You can, again, purchase those on inallsassiness.com. And make sure that you remember the show specials. I have retired stamp sets. You'll get that beautiful wood grain paper free with a $50 purchase. And then I have all of the stamp sets that I talked about today available there, and the special deals on the shimmer brushes and the tri-blend markers. So I hope you have a wonderful night celebrating your pets and creating with your pets and taking pictures of your pets, and whatever you do, create from the heart and make it sassy. Thank you.